I believe in everyday justice. And in my book, Unmasking Prejudice, Silencing the Internal Voice of Bigotry, I have a chapter about gossip. And so we don't realize we can do everyday justice using our power for the good of others, using our influence for the good of others. We can do that every day just by rejecting gossip, slander, and rumors. And I want to read to you my definitions out of one of the chapters in my book on rumors, gossip, and slander. And we can make a conscious choice every day to reject these things in our life. And just by rejecting them, we will be doing justice. So here are Melody's definitions. And I want to share the judgmental damage that it does. But I also want to show what it looks like through these definitions. So the first one is rumors. Have you ever heard a rumor? Okay. It is unconfirmed, unproven, and speculative statements spoken as if they were factual in order to influence a desired outcome. So a rumor is absolutely no foundation, but I'm trying to influence you with something. I'm not giving you any objective information. It's just my subjective opinion based upon what I've seen superficially, and I'm trying to sway and influence you in such a way to get you to do what I want you to do or think the way I want you to think. See, whenever we try to manipulate someone by releasing information that is not proven, we're releasing rumors. It's destructive, it's damaging, and it's devaluing. Gossip. It's manipulative, idle talk to sway the opinion of others against someone or something, most often benefiting the one who gossips. I want you to think like me. I want you to believe just like me. I want you to act just like me. I want you to dress just like me. I want you to believe just like me, or whatever. And so anyone, someone says, do you know I read this book by so-and-so? Oh, do you know them? I don't know if you want to read that book. I heard this and I heard that. You know what? They made a mistake. Did you hear what they did when they were kids? Or whatever. Whenever we try to sway someone away from something to benefit ourselves or to sway them to believe like we believe, it is manipulative. And manipulation, now this, we can all have opinions and ideas and share them. That's good. We have inalienable rights to have opinions, ideas, and communicate our thoughts freely, to be real and authentic. That's important. But whenever we use deception or we try to sway someone to be just like us, that is manipulative. And when we speak against someone else, even though we might, now, you know, I don't like to speak against anyone, but, or you know me, I never gossip, but, get ready. I'm preparing to gossip right now. It's like, well, now, I don't want to speak against this situation, but I don't think you want to shop at that store because I heard this. Or, the last time I went to that store, this is what happened to me. Oh, when I went to that restaurant, whatever it is, we don't realize how easy it is to gossip because we want to sway someone to think like us. Here we are trying to discover our unique identity, our unique value, find that unique treasure inside of us. We're all wanting to discover what makes us different than someone else. At the same time, we're trying to be exactly like one another. We're trying to find our voice, yet we're echoing the loudest voice. It's like, there's this counterintuitive thing on the inside of us that we want to fit in so much that we conform to everybody else's ideas, opinions. But then at the same time, when someone doesn't agree with us, we try to manipulate through gossip to move them out of that to come into alignment with us. Because if they agree with me, that somehow validates that I know it all, or I know that anyway. Slander, purposeful character. This is evil. Purposeful character assassination in order to stimulate mistrust and sabotage another's success. Man, this is birthed from comparison. This is birthed from jealousy. This is birthed from rivalry. Man, I don't want to see you succeed. I don't want you to have open doors that I don't have. I don't want you to have a platform that I don't have. And man, this is the Facebook epidemic. Oh my gosh, I'm looking on Facebook and I'm seeing all these things. And because everybody puts their greatest and their best. I would never put a picture of me on Facebook, without makeup, without all this stuff. Are you kidding me? We try to portray our very, very best. And so we see this. And so we look at that, and inside we start living a life of comparison, and we see ourselves as less than. So the only way to feel better about ourselves is to somehow put down someone else. And someone comes up and said, did you hear this amazing opportunity so-and-so had? I go, well, yeah, that's really no big deal. And you know what I think about that? And I begin to slander that person. I mean, that's destructive. It's devaluing. It's dehumanizing. It's belittling, it's evil, it's injustice. Each of these things are deceptive and manipulative actions. None of us want to be deceptive. None of us want to be manipulative. It's conceived from prejudgment, making a judgment without facts. Assumptions, biases, and stereotypes. It is totally unfair to judge the majority by a minority. It is unfair for me to judge you based upon my experience with someone else. It's wrong. It is either diabolically motivated, it's either passive-aggressive behavior, or it's controlled by another's opinion. I so want to be accepted into a sphere of influence that I totally 100% adopt every way they think. Actually, the woman behind this camera, she thinks different than me. And guess what? We are partners. We work together. She's amazing. I love her. And we think differently. We have different gifts and abilities. And in fact, we want to hear each other's ideas and opinions. We carry the same values, but the fact is, we're not looking for the other person to be just like us. We want them to be different because we're better together than we are separately. Whenever we walk in rumors and gossip and slander, the results are always injurious. People are hurt. Have you ever been gossiped about? It hurts. Has there ever been a rumor spread about you? It hurts. Has anybody ever slandered you and your reputation? It hurts. When people make judgments about you that are not true, it hurts. There is so much suffering that does not need to take place if we would just take the time to either gather the information and communicate objective truth and share our opinion without bias, without assumptions, without comparisons. I can have my opinion, but I don't have to belittle yours. We can actually have an intelligent dialogue. Come on, guys. Each of these is a devaluation of the person and an exaltation of ourselves and its egocentric motives. Really, it's all about what I want so I can feel the way I want to feel. I can get what I want to get. And something inside of me, if I can get you to agree with me, then I must be right. And the fact is, I don't know what I don't know. The fact is, I don't know everything. The fact is, you don't know everything. And isn't it true? I am 64 right now. And the fact is, I know more now than I did when I was 54 and 44 and 34. But guess what? When I'm 74, oh, help me. When I'm 74 years old, I'll know some things I don't know now. And if we would just process our lives and our attitudes and our actions through, this is what I know to be true. This is what I know is objective truth. And this is my reality of truth. And when I can recognize this is my reality of truth, it might not be 100% objective truth, but this is my reality. And I can communicate that. And I can say, I understand what you're saying. My reality causes me to feel this way. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just communicating my heart and my reality. There's a big difference. Each of these things, rumors, gossip, and slander, is destructive on every level and are an abuse of power. It is injustice. Can you imagine what our families would be like if we would celebrate the opinions of one another? My granddaughter was at my house yesterday, and she's 9 years old, and she was telling me these dreams. When she comes to my house, she's always talking about writing books because her mom writes books. And so she thinks that I can magically help her write a book. And she doesn't know what all goes into a book. Why? Because there's things she don't yet know. There's things she does not yet understand. And so she said, "Ma'am, I want to write a book." And she says, "I'm going to take cards and I'm going to give it to everyone in the neighborhood that once I write my book, I want them to buy my book and I'll be able to make lots of money when I sell these books." And I said, "Well, don't you think you ought to write the book before you ask people to buy a book that isn't written?" She goes, "Well, I want to give them a card just to prepare them." So she spent the day and we got cards and she's writing these notes to all her neighbors to tell them that she's going to write a book. See, she doesn't have knowledge of what it's going to take to even write a little book, but it's okay. I didn't say, "Oh my goodness, you have no idea what you're getting into. You don't know what it's like. Don't even try doing that because it's not going to turn out like you're imagining it." I said, "Okay. You take that and you go on your computer and you write down some ideas for a book and, we'll create a cover for your book and go ahead and write those cards." And you know what? We spent the afternoon writing cards for a book she has not yet written. But I didn't squelch her passion. I didn't try to make her wise. I allowed her to dream. And she says, and she even said this, she says, "Am I dreaming too big?" I said, "You'll never dream too big, Layla. You dream, you dream." And so do you see how we can communicate without squelching people's dreams, without squelching people's hopes? Yep, we know there might be something they don't know, but will we allow them to walk out their journey? And so I gave her some wisdom and I helped her with her dream in a very small portion that a 9-year-old could handle. But I've learned, don't be a dream smasher. Don't be critical of somebody else's ideas and opinions because I want to know why they believe that way. And they believe that way because somewhere along the line, there was an experience. There was an event that shaped what they believed. When I can understand their experience, then I will be able to relate to that experience and we can have a good, intelligent dialogue. Gossip, rumors, and slanders is all injurious to a person's reputation. But listen, it also is injurious to their hearts. There's this beautiful golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Let's treat somebody else the way we want to be treated. Let's celebrate people the way we want to be celebrated. Let's rejoice in their victories, just like we want people to rejoice in ours. Let's rejoice in other people's good news, just like we want them to rejoice in ours. Let's not be jealous of their success, because when you can celebrate someone else's success, that's when you're ready for yours. God bless you so much.